What's up? What's up? What's up to all my lead heads? Thank y'all for tuning in to tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all get in here. I know I got some people that's still up, not asleep yet. What's up, y'all? Where my fam at? Is Tyreek staying or not? Yeah, he's staying, man. Y'all hit that like button. Give y'all about 30 seconds and then we'll get started. Just having a late night conversation. I know it. I know it. TD, I'm a Bills fan, but I don't mind staying up late. That's what's up, man. This is quiet time for dads like us. You got it. I've been so busy, man. We was worried about you, TD. I'm good. Well, I'm losing my voice though, but I'm good. But I gotta my daughter, she's really sick. So she might be passing it to me. I don't know, but I'm okay. I am okay. TD in the morn night. All right, that's crazy, man. Right now we got 56 people watching right now. Y'all some late owls, man. Y'all some late owls. I said, let me go live, man. I might have 10 people up in here, man. Y'all some late owls. Tell me what time it is where y'all at right now. Everybody watching right now, what time is it where you're located? Put it in the chat. Thank you, Omaron. We gonna get into it, Kiami. Man, I just got in bed. Hold on, what did he say? Man, I just got in bed, TD, but I'm here. Salute to y'all, man. That's all love. So everybody 12:31, just like me, right? Let me make sure I'm 12:30. Yep. On the East Coast with you. Mm. Excuse me. All right, y'all. Listen, I ain't been live in a while. Um, the channel been acting up. Every time I try to go live, it's like it'll give me an error through StreamYard. And yesterday, I saw that it actually let me get through to set up a stream. So I was gonna go live, but just so y'all know, I'm still in the process of moving. For those who don't know, and by the way, let me kick my chair down so I'm gonna get comfortable, man. uh, this late night conversations, man. You get comfortable for these. But yeah, but yeah, we just moved. I'm not done moving yet. I still got stuff at the other house to get, but we just moved in our first home. So this is the first home that I'm ever purchasing, like me and the wife, and we just moved in. Um, we might be going on a week in a day or two. So we've been like our living room and rooms are stuck with boxes. Y'all can't see it right now, but if I can angle the camera down to the ground, I got all kind of crap on the ground behind me. Um, so it just got a lot to do. Trying to just move in, man. So I'm focusing on that with the wife, throwing away a lot of stuff, sorting through stuff. It's just been hectic. So that's what I've been taking care of. Thank y'all for the congratulations. I appreciate that. It's been a long time coming, man. I mean, like, I just turned 40 years old and it's my first home. You know, yeah, I just turned 40 and it's my first home. So it's definitely a accomplishment for me. A lot of people are blessed to turn 23 and have their first home, 20, 25. But I just turned 40 years old and it's my first home. So I just thank God every day. because I didn't always make great decisions when I was young. A lot of y'all know already. I had my first child when I was 20, I believe. I was 20 years old. Um, and just from there on out, man, I've been hustling, working, and taking care of business, apartments, renting homes, and just living life and going through life, the ups and downs, uneducated about money in my early life, spending money, racking up debt, all that good stuff. Um, and and I think around by the age of about 27 is when I started, and I had ungraduated college by then. But around the age of 27, I think I started to like really, really mature. You mature a little earlier than that, but really start thinking about long term in the future. And it's just crazy because from where I'm from, I was doing really good compared to most of the people I grew up with. But then you realize, it's a subset of life that you realize how terrible you were actually doing. And you just learn from it and try to raise your kids to not make the same mistakes that you made. Um, it's just, and I don't like. I'm a very vocal person. I don't like. I talk politics and stuff like that, but I don't. I reserve myself to go too deep. Um, and social issues and all that type of stuff. But the one thing that I've never been shy about talking about, especially in the community that I come from, is the fact that culture is a killer. Culture can be a killer. Culture can be your worst nightmare, man. Culture can be the thing that holds you back. Culture can be the thing that really screws up how you view things and how you view life. And how I was raised and the culture I was raised with, it did me no good other than setting me back to me finally getting a home at 40 years old. And I look at people who didn't grow up or subscribe to the culture that I grew up in, and it's like 24, 25, 26 is the norm to get a home. It's like, oh, and the culture I grew up on will have you spending money that unnecessarily to show that you got something and prove things to other people. And it's man, culture can be a problem, man. um and I've gotten to the point to where I realize that I'm a little wiser now. I don't know it all, but I am a little wiser now. I do know that. And what it tells me is I hate the culture I grew up in. You don't realize it when you're in it and you're growing up in it and you're enjoying it. But as I look back, I hate the culture I grew up in. It is so destructive and it just does nothing but hold you back. The culture, and a lot of y'all like, what is that culture? It's hard to explain, but the culture I grew up in. Especially when you see other people growing up with different culture, and it's night and day. It's night and day. So my message to a lot of y'all: wisen up as quickly as you possibly. Some of y'all older than me, y'all know what time it is, but some of y'all younger than me. My message to you would be wisen up as soon as you can, man, and humble yourself. Don't think you know it all, and observe your environment. Observe everything that's going on in life. Make decisions for yourself and think for yourself. Don't let nobody tell you what to think, what to believe, how to feel. Evaluate yourself. Take some time and evaluate yourself, everything in life, so that you can in turn give it to these babies, man, sooner rather than later. So let me say that again. So you can in turn give it to these babies. It ain't too late for you, but hey, damage been done. You just got to catch up, and it can take time. But do not put these babies in a disadvantage. And the sad thing is, my culture led me to put my babies in a disadvantage early on. But I thank God I caught it in time to start correcting certain things. Because some people raise their kids all the way through they 18 years old with a destructive culture. And then all of a sudden, hey, I've done my job. And now the cycle continues, man. You look sleepy. Oh, I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm vibing right now. It's moments like this I can sit back on camera and just chill, man. Yeah, I'm tired, but I want to be live so I can just relax and talk. Relax and talk. George said, TD, at the end of the it was God's plan for you. Important thing if you're here now. Praise God for that, man. Oh, no doubt, man. See, even when I get in moments like this and I talk the way that I'm talking, I mean, every part of my life, the good, the bad, is because of God, and I embrace it. And some people are like, what do you mean the bad is because of God? Man, yeah, I embrace every bit of it. God will do good things in your life, and God will do some bad things in your life so that you can do better things later. God is all about teaching you lessons. God, because he's my father. I don't know about everybody, so I don't like to speak for everybody. I mean, he all our father, in my opinion. But if you're offended by that, to each his own. But yeah, man, he's a discipliner too. He'll humble you, he'll chastise you, he'll take you through the ringer to help you. That's why I embrace it all. Like my mental is so strong because of my faith in God. It's really hard to break TD. My faith in God. I mean, I've gotten so like faithfully optimistic in my life that I expect the devil to come interrupt me. I expect for turmoil. I expect to be treated like Job and tested. Come on, enemy. You still ain't gonna stop me from saying thank you to God. So yeah, man. That's where I'm at in my life. That's why I don't fret much. I don't worry about much like that, man. But a terrible thing happen or a circumstance. Okay. Like y'all don't understand. I say this to my wife all the time. We're blessed. But if things got hard, I don't mind going under that bridge with you and finding a little and getting a tent and cooking outside. Yeah, I don't mind. I love you. And thank God. We breathe and we're alive. Thank God. There ain't nothing gonna shake me. It ain't gonna shake me. And once you have that peace in your life, you actually start to realize a lot of turmoil don't come your way. Because most of the turmoil that comes your way, it ain't even gonna turn out the way you think it is anyway. So, but you don't want, the enemy to win by messing. I mean, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy, steal everything from you. And I'm not just talking about the physical things, steal your joy, steal your faith, steal your happiness, kill your faith, kill your joy, kill your happiness, destroy all of those things. And once he accomplishes that, if you let him, then you become an agent to do it to others through him. And that's where the haters come in. But you start to, try to make sure everybody around you, since you don't have joy, you take away theirs. And so you got to avoid all that, man. You got to stay away from that. But it's a mentality, it's a mindset, it's how you position your thought process on any and everything that happens in life. Yeah. TD, we need you to fix your studio. I need me to fix my studio. I'm moving in. I just moved into our new home. I mean, I'm still scratching my head like, what am I going to do in here? I'll figure it out. I'm not in a rush, but excuse me, I'm about to figure it out. I'm about to figure it out. Praying for you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody who's praying for me, thank you. Some people came in here late, like, oh man, something must be going on. I'm good. All right. But I'll always take your prayers. Always, because I'm praying for myself constantly. So if two or three agree, then we're in a good place, right? So I'll always take your prayers. And sometimes, a lot of people will say, hey, I'm praying for you, but they don't say a lick of a word. Hey, right now, you just be like, hey, God bless TD. Done. You spoke to him on my behalf, interceded, bam, done. All right. So I always take your prayers. All right. And I appreciate them. TD sleepy and preaching. Yeah, Eagle Owl. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I just come on here, sleep, preach, talk about life. It like football is amazing, but it ain't always football. You know what I mean? It's like everybody on the other side of this camera out here living life different, like in different way, but very similar, but different. Like somebody watching right now worrying about an exam tomorrow. But first of all, you need to take you behind to sleep so you can get some rest for it. So get out of here. Some of y'all worried about if you're gonna lose your job tomorrow. Hey, they talk about layoffs. Oh, is it gonna be me? Some of y'all on the other end, hey, you going to a party tomorrow. Some of you got your first date. Some of you struggling in your relationship. Some of you laying next to somebody right now that you're mad at. And if you're mad at them, make up. Make up. If they sleep, make up in the morning. Just say, hey, I'm sorry. I love you. Yeah, whatever. It ain't that serious. We all on the other side of this camera are going through something one way or another. It could be good or bad, but we all got different lives, man. We all out here doing what we do, but you know what? At least this community, what bonds us together, it may be the Dolphins, but it's also the relationship we've built amongst each other. Some of y'all talk to each other through the chat, become friends. I'm friends with each and every one of y'all. It's just that now I got so many friends that some of my friends feel like I'm neglecting them. So I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, this is what community is about. Here I am at almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast, like a lot of y'all, and 134 people chilling between Twitter and YouTube. 134. The churches I grew up in had 50 people. Some of them had 15. And my family, we done been members to, I feel like we done been a member to about 30 churches, man, growing up. I done been to them all. But the reason why I even bring that up is, a church has a congregation. A church has a group of people, whether it's 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640. Oh, yeah, you see your boy doing that double math fast. But yeah, we have a community too. And I know I may offend some people when I talk about my faith, but I ain't gonna ever deny that. I'm just letting y'all know that now. So sometimes I do come on. It ain't even often, to be honest with you. But once every few months, I'll just come on and just have moments like this where I'm really just chilling with y'all, but the conversation went there. So I never deny my faith. All right. And I ain't perfect. I don't want y'all to think I'm a role model. I'm not perfect. All right. Not perfect at all. All right. Yeah, Jesus is a Bills fan. Don't use his name in vain. But I got a shirt that says Jesus is a Dolphins fan. TD, what do you think about FBA reparation? Well, first you got to tell me what FBA is. Okay. Reparation, I know what that it means, but what is FBA? So put it in the chat as soon as you can because I don't want to miss you. You got to tell me what FBA is. I love TD. He the poop. What up, Dante? I'm waiting on your jump shot. Fill me in on FBA because moments like this, I'm transparent. I'll answer any question y'all ask. Might hit the weight. Take a shower. Yeah. Thoughts on Super Bowl halftime show. I'll hit that next, but listen, jump shot, you got like 30 seconds so I don't miss you. And then I gotta move on to Super Bowl halftime. All right. I don't want to miss out on answer your question. 20 seconds. $15. FBA reparations. You missed me with the FBA. 10 seconds. 5. I missed the homie. I really want to answer this question, but I done missed the homie. All right. So maybe I'll see you later and I'll see what it means. But let's get to the Super Bowl halftime show so I can answer that. How was the Super Bowl halftime show to me? Here's my honest take on it. It was mid. The halftime show was mid. Somebody said be careful. I gotta be careful. I don't answer to nobody but God. It was mid. Let me tell you why. There's a lot of different perspectives on the halftime show. Some people said, well, it wasn't to entertain people, it was to make a statement about Black America's plight in the United States and things like that. Let me say this. My people sure make a lot of statements with action. Like me personally, I'm over statements. Statements do nothing. Because if you're making a statement, you're supposed to make it to those who, you may have an issue with. They don't even know who you were. Nor did anyone understand. They had a whole campaign on explaining the inner meaning of the show. If you got to do all that, then it ain't a message. If you got to do all that, then it ain't really a message. Oh, we all missing the point. That's the point, that everybody missing it. And then on top of it, we just keep making it like oh my gosh, like my community, we just keep making points. How about we string together, fight for better education for our youth, fight for resources for our youth to have a better opportunity, and do things like come together to do things productive. Like all of this showmanship to put on a statement, nobody cares about your show. Nobody cares about your statement. The next day, everybody wakes up. Nothing changes. So that's how I feel about it. That's just me being 1,000%. Now, I know some people, oh, that's Kendrick fans. Oh, well, you just don't. Be a fan. Idolize him if you want to. I don't idolize anyone to be defending them the way that people do. He didn't do anything wrong, by the way. If that's what he wanted to do in the show, good for him. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, like this banner of representing people that look like me, but don't speak for me. Like people fight certain issues certain ways. I just don't like, I don't know. I just don't like the lazy way, like this like non-productive way. That ain't gonna change nothing. Like, I just don't get it. For me, I don't get it. And yeah, it's a racial thing in this regard. Um, and for me, man, it's like my people, we read at the lowest level in this country. Like, you know how many things we're literally at the bottom of for whatever reason. It ain't got to be our fault. It could be somebody else's fault, as we always blame, right? But until a group of people are willing to come together to make change, no, I don't care nothing about a little show saying, "Hey, here's a problem." Okay, you can show me a problem a million different ways. The only thing that's gonna matter is if you show the solution. Did I hear the revolution being televised with a solution? Nope. So yeah, it was a show. That's exactly what it was. So it was mid to me, and that's why I feel like they should have just kept it Super Bowl worthy. And what do I mean by Super Bowl worthy? Put on a good, entertaining show that everyone would love. But and the reality is, people can call me a hater all they want. Kendrick's not big enough to go to the Super Bowl, to perform in the Super Bowl. 70% of the world didn't even know who he was. 30% did. But them the 30% that was all eyes. Like, it's supposed to be one of those things where everybody is enjoying, but you know, hey, it is what it is. People think Kendrick is bigger than he actually is because he won a Grammy and he's big, especially in the African American community and things of those natures. Worldwide, he is not a huge artist whatsoever. Whatsoever. He probably had a set of about 12 songs. The average person probably only knew 3. The average person, once again, I knew 6 or 7, but the average person only knew about 3. And that tells you all you need to know. So I just sit back and I watch these people arguing. It's kind of borderline idolatry. Like, you idolize these people, which for me is a sin, by the way, idolizing people. But yeah, it's like people out here fighting over. No, you don't like it. You're a hate. Like, people allowed to have opinions. It's crazy out here. This world done got crazy, man. This world done got crazy. Like, anybody who have difference of opinion, it creates hate, and I don't get that. It's wild out here, man. But the show itself, in my opinion, was mid. You know, he's just rapping a lot, and you know, the Serena Williams piece that threw me for a loop. I told my wife, I was like, "Ain't she married?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was just like, what kind of married woman is going to be trying to, you know, dance to show her ex up? You still care about that man, or he hurt you. Oh no, it was bigger than that. She's from Compton. Stop it. You knew the ramifications. This ain't got nothing to do with just because she from stop. Like, all of that. I like the sizzle part. You know, that's where it was started to, okay, here we go, you know? Now it's about the music and entertain, you know, but that's how I felt about the halftime show. But I knew it was gonna be like that. Because once again, people call me, and I'm not even a Drake fan. I don't care about Drake, never have. Now, this whole beef gave me a new respect for Drake because he was spitting too. It's just Kendrick won because he was able to hit him with something that wasn't true. And it went crazy with everybody. Basically, you're calling a man a PEDO or whatever, and that, you know, underage, blah blah blah, which hasn't been, you know, proven or anything. So, and that makes him win. And I'm not a Drake guy, but here's the thing: nobody was checking for Kendrick like that because I already explained this in another time to y'all. It's the Hollywood effect. When you win so long, people then want to start to celebrate your downfall. And Drake said it on the track too. The only way that you'll get your highest buzz is if you're going up against me. And that right there alone, that hit hard to me. He literally said, and it wasn't just the Kendrick. I remember it was a track he was saying it in general. Your biggest success will only come if you're going against me. It basically, he was saying, you're not like, and he wasn't, when I heard that, I don't even think it was towards Kendrick. It was just in general in one of his songs. And that's the reality. Because once you don't reach the highest height, and you can't say Drake ain't reached the highest height, it's the Hollywood effect. Now people want to see you fail. They want to see you caught up in a scandal. They want to see you go through something. And they want to see you become human again. They want to see you come down to their level. I don't know what it is, but it's like this. It's a natural thing in people these days. All right, now they done got too big. Now we need to see them accused of something, attacked, beat up, or something. We need to see him become human now. Because he's won too much and now he's not us and we don't like him no more. That's kind of, it's this effect. It's this weird effect out here. And that's what happened. Everybody wanted to celebrate Drake coming off of the mountaintop. And they did. But the effect that has is you'll oversell it. Even if Drake would have won the battle, he would have lost because people would have said he lost. That's why I stopped talking about the battle, because I realized I had a different grading scale than everybody else. When I talk about battle rapping and stuff like that, I didn't know that you could just make anything up and it count. But now that I do, yeah, Kendrick destroyed Drake. But the way I was looking at it at first, you got to listen to the lyrics. Only the stuff that's true is what gives you points. And every rhyme Kendrick made was just about false. Every accusation. And vice versa, the other way, everything Drake said was pretty much kind of true. So once I realized, hey, I'm grading this the wrong way, you can lie and make stuff up, and as long as it sounds cool, you give them their points, then yeah, Kendrick killed them. But at first, I was like, I don't see what everybody else is seeing. Drake is like murdering him right now. But I realized what the rules were after that. So that's when I stopped, because I was like, hey, I guess anybody can do that. Anybody could just say you're this or you're that and then go with it and make it sound good. So that's when I left that alone. But yeah, that's my take on the Super Bowl and that whole situation. All right. Drake said he beat on his wife. LOL. Well, there was a report that came out of a domestic violence between Kendrick and his wife, from my understanding. And Drake was rapping about how they tried to cover it up. So, yeah, like I said, based off of what I was hearing in the raps, one side was telling the truth about almost everything. The other side was just hitting them with haymakers that weren't true. And as long as you want to see Drake go down, you ride with it, be like, oh, yeah. So, yeah. Hitting females funny now? No, not at all. I don't know who you're referring to. Anyway, any other questions about anything? You can put it in the chat and I'll give you my honest opinion about it. Any other questions about anything? And when I do these, I already know, boy, people are going to be mad at me. The questions I answer, people are going to be mad at me. Why? Because people can no longer respect other people's opinions. I don't know what's in the water I hear, but I know it's mixed with weakness, because people be in their feelings just because of other people's opinions, and I just don't know where that come from. So it is what it is. If you don't agree with somebody, say, hey, I disagree with it. Keep it moving. If it hurts you that much, stop listening to them. That's what I always say. All right. Any questions? Any other questions? Um TD, who was the best person you met at the Super Bowl? I mean, outside the players, I mean, I met every player. I played cards with some of the Eagles players. We were at the table playing tonk during media sessions. Like literally, me and three other Eagles players, we sitting there playing tonk during the media session. People trying to get interviews, they like, hold on, hold on, hold on, and we playing. I'm right there. I'm playing with them. I ain't gonna lie, I was wild or not, boy. I was on the team. Your boy was on the team. Anyway, I mean, I met a lot of people, man. Some people I gave them their space, but a lot of y'all may not know who this is, but chopped it up with Bill Bellamy, um, Terrence Craw, Michael Penix, Brandon Marshall, Ocho. And everybody I just named wasn't even during media sessions. This was like at a hotel or me walking in New Orleans and I see them or whatever. I mean, I met a lot of people. It was a lot of people. I don't know where to start and finish. Travis Hunter. Everybody in the media. So yeah, I don't know. I don't geek out on these people though. So I just like, what's up, man? And yeah, you met Bellamy. Dang, yeah, I got a picture with Bill. I took a picture with the whole. He stayed in my hotel. We were at the Waldorf Astoria. That's where we stayed. It was pretty nice, man. I stayed at the Waldorf Astoria, New Orleans. The Roosevelt Hotel, a Waldorf Astoria. Oh, I'm taking too long. Let me show you. Let me see where Bellamy at. Yeah, Josina Anderson, Brandon Marshall. Yeah, this was the Bill Bellamy one. Yeah, we were at the hotel. It ain't focused very well. My bad. I gotta back it out because I don't feel like focusing. Yeah, we were at the hotel. He was eating breakfast. I walked in to go eat breakfast, and he was right there. So we chopped it up. He told me and I didn't even get to make it out to the event. I really wanted to. He told me, man, come through backstage and all at the they had it was a gospel celebration or something. It was an NFL Super Bowl celebration put on by the NFL. And I forgot what it was called, but it was like Wednesday night. He was like, come through, man, come backstage. I got you, all this and that. It was like it was something. It was something like I don't know, but he was obviously one of the hosts for it. But and it was one of the NFL events. And if you don't know anything about the Super Bowl, when the NFL go to your city, they got like 90 events that week. It's like 15 a day. It's like 15 a day. My brother says send a pic. It's on the way, Bree. There you go, bro. I just sent it to you. They do like 90 events. Turtle restoration, the comedy show, the block. It's all hosted by the NFL. And with the credentials, we could have went to any one of them. But I missed that one. Like they do events it's like 5 events at once going on all day. Different events. Media sessions, interviews, all kind of stuff. They bring a lot of money to the city. That's why this is why they fight for the Super Bowl. This is exactly why they fight for the Super Bowl. They bring a lot of money to these events. In the local community, they make a lot of money. It pumps the economy. So yeah, but yeah, I met a lot of cool people, man. Yeah, I talked to everybody. Everybody, players, celebrities, everybody. I mean, I was getting pictures of that with everybody. I was walking down the street headed to Bourbon, and Brandon Marshall was out there chilling. So me and him chopped it in. You can't even see it much. I gotta get my wait. It's probably the light. Man, y'all, yeah. Maybe you can see a little bit of B Marsh. Trying to hide the light so you can see. Yeah, man. I was out there chopping it up with everybody. I got pictures with all kind of people. All kind of people. Yeah. Yeah. This is the first celebrity that I saw actually on the whole trip. Y'all probably can't see it. Let me turn it to the side. Y'all know who that is? Chiefs fan. If I turn it to the side, you can kind of see. Because the lighting is bad in here right now until I get it fixed. That's Tech Nine. He was out there at the media event. That was the first one that I saw. We were chopping it up. Then I was chilling with Ocho. Y'all can't even see. Yeah, all kind of people, man. All kind of people. We just right there with them. Anyway, are you going to the combine? Right now the answer is yes. I don't want to. But I think I had to go for round table, but I don't want to. So if I can get out of it, I might get out of it. But yeah, I believe I'm going to the combine as of right now. We'll see. I mean, I done already spent too long away from my family, man. Y'all don't understand the last 3 weeks of my life. So 3 weeks ago, we were getting ready to pack to move into our new home. 2 weeks ago, we were on vacation for a week. Y'all know how we do every year. We go to Disney for a week, 6 days, even though we literally live an hour away, but the wife, that's another story. But yeah, we were in Orlando for 6 days at the resort, and we go to Disney. We go to all the parks. So all 6 of the kids, we all went. Yeah, we pulled them out of school, did all that good stuff. My daughter, I went up to college and got her, pulled her out. We went to Disney for the week, and we closed on our house in Disney. I don't know if I told y'all this story. So, by the way, some of y'all who are homeowners, y'all know what time it is, the home closing process, at least for the first time. It ain't for the weak. These people, man, they want everything except you. They even want your children's blood type. That's a joke. They want everything. Hey, you just paid for that. Can you send proof? Now, where you get the money to pay for that? Can you send proof of that? Now, can you send a letter from them saying they gave you them? Like, oh Lord, especially being a business owner. Oh my gosh. So who is this? What is BetUS? Then how did it like, oh my God, like you gotta send proof on the proof. That's the proof. It's crazy, man. So they scrutinize your whole financial life, man. But yeah, but here's the crazy part. We were like, man, y'all delaying our close, man. We ready to close. And next week we're gonna be on vacation. They're like, oh, we gonna get you closed. They didn't get us closed. They were like, well, we need this and we need that. Okay, gosh, what more do you need? So finally, all right, congratulations. You bought yourself a home. All right, now what do we do? Well, you got to close. Well, we 2 hours from y'all office. Well, we'll switch it to an electronic close over the computer, like whatever, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna do that? We're in Disney. We're like literally in Magic Kingdom, right? So here it is, 5:00, and they're trying to set our closing up at 7:00. So now, mind you, if you know anything about Disney, there's like 4 or 5 parks. So we started the day at Epcot, and we were in Magic Kingdom at the time. So we left our vehicle at Epcot. So me and the wife were like, okay, we got to close on our home. Go to the car and get the laptop and hurry back here in Disney in this quiet restaurant, like outside patio restaurant area, and we'll do a virtual closing inside of Disney. I'm like, bet, let's do it. You go take the kids to Tiana's Bayou. Y'all ride that. All right, y'all come back over here, and then y'all eat dinner, and I should be back in an hour. Man, It took me 2.5 hours to get back, just to go to the car and back. I had to walk out of Magic Kingdom. I had to get on the monorail to go to the central parking station. I had to get off the monorail to get on the other monorail to go back to Epcot. I got off of the monorail at Epcot. Then I have to go through security just to go around Epcot to get to the parking lot. Then I go to the parking lot. I literally get our laptop out of our luggage. I get out of there and I go right back through Epcot. So I got to go through security again to get back in. Then I get on the train to go back to the central station. I get to the central station. I transfer over to the one to take me to the Magic Kingdom. So now I'm at Magic Kingdom and I'm an hour and 45 minutes in. And here we are. It's like almost 7 o'clock. I'm going through the ticketing of Magic Kingdom. Now I got about 10 minutes to walk where we were. Oh my gosh, everybody's flooding the main street because the fireworks are going to start in an hour and a half. People load up an hour and a half before just to get a good spot for the fireworks. So I'm fighting through. It took me about 30 minutes to get where I needed to be. And bam, I had to contact them on the way. Hey, we're going to have to be late. Can we start at 7:30? Sure. I left at 5. I ain't get back to 7:30, 2.5 hours. So here we are at the restaurant. We starting the closing. They say this is going to take about 35 minutes. Cool. We doing the closing. And sure enough, that music came on and them fireworks started. Boom, boom, all behind us at the end of our closing. And they talking. Yes, we agree. What can you repeat that? And we're listening to the laptop and we trying to talk and trying to hear the fireworks. And we're literally, the restaurant is right behind the castle. And the fireworks are right all around us, just going off the lights. But it was an actual magical moment, though. It was a magical moment because at the end of the fireworks show was our last question and we signed off on it for our home. And it was the last big fight, like literally simultaneously. It was the last thing to sign electronically. And it was the last big ending firework. And my wife just started crying. If you go to her Instagram, you'll see her crying video. As a matter of fact, I'll try to find it for y'all. See, we doing it big tonight. We doing it big tonight. See, I was tired earlier. Now I'm up. Y'all got your boy talking. All right, oh boy. What's my wife's Instagram name? All right, let me just start typing stuff. See if, okay, I think this might be her. Yep. Let me share my screen. Y'all give me a second. I'll share it. Share screen. Let me make sure I can hear. I don't even know if y'all gonna get the audio. Y'all gonna have to tell me if y'all get the audio. All right, Chrome tab. Share. All right, y'all gotta tell me if y'all hear this. Man, what she be putting on her Instagram? I'm gonna have to check my wife's Instagram out. Can y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that a little bit? Yes or no in the chat. Did you hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear that. So y'all gonna have to let me know in the chat if you heard it. A little noise. That way I could play it. Yeah, okay, y'all heard it. So let me play it. For real, for real.
Just closed at Disney World during the fireworks. Wow. Thank God this is over. I'm so grateful. Just closed at Disney World during the.
That big crybaby, her crybaby self. Let me see what she talking about. Yeah, we searching Instagram.
Hillary, and this is me before Magic Kingdom.
I'm Naj, this is me before Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bonnie Jr., this is me before Magic Kingdom.
Hey, do yours next.
Peyton, this is me before Magic Kingdom.
Carter, this is me before Magic Kingdom.
Let me pause on this one here. Y'all listen, I don't mind making fun of my kids because they know I love them. So y'all are not allowed to make fun of them. You look at this boy hairline. Y'all see his hairline? Don't even ask me why. Almost got me in trouble. My wife because I washed my daughter's hair and I had to like comb it out and stuff for my wife. And my wife get home. Did you pull all her hair out? Why is all this hair on the floor? I said, I don't know what you talk about. I ain't pulling none of her hair out. I know what I'm doing. And we're like baffled. I'm like, I don't know where that hair came from. About 2 hours later, he walking around the house like he accomplished. What happened to your head? This boy done went in my clippers and say he wanted to be like his daddy and cut his hair. Look what he did. Now you see how the hairline is growing back. So imagine without that little fuzziness in the front, how far back it was. This is the grow back. It's starting to grow back up front. Man, I'm telling y'all, I was like, I can't be mad at him for trying to be like his daddy because I try to edge myself up on occasions. And he done went in my clippers and tried to do it himself and was taking his hairline all the way back. Boy, I tell you, man, these kids. Now he at Disney, this is me before Magic Kingdom. Get out of here.
Before Magic Kingdom.
What's up, y'all? It's TD, and this is me before Magic Kingdom.
Hillary, and this is me after Magic Kingdom.
Hey, this is Naj after Magic Kingdom.
I'm Tony, this is me after Magic Kingdom.
I'm Peyton. This is me after Magic Kingdom.
This is me after Magic Kingdom. I'm Kevin. This is me after Magic Kingdom.
This is Harper before and after Magic Kingdom.
Knocked out.
What's up, y'all? It's TV, and this is me after Magic Kingdom.
Hillary, and this is me before Magic
Yeah. We going.
Hey, babe.
We so flagrant. We all in the wife Instagram. I don't even know what's going on.
Hey, babe.
What's up, sweet cheeks?
Oh Lord!
Oh, you got Starbucks without me?
That was earlier. Wow.
You know what, Hill? You've been the most flagrant wife known to man. I like to film me.
Because
You still got packages coming to the house. Really? More face masks and
why are you saying really?
Antibacterial hand wash. Some of it. You need to stop. All right, what is all of this? Just from last night?
Mm-hmm.
Some recording. But you flagrant though. Starbucks. You know, you breaking all of our codes. Stop filming.
What she got going on? Look at me. I'm snooping all through the Instagram.
Morning. Happy Sunday. Let's get ready.
Yeah. Not me watching my wife Instagram on live.
Y'all, it has been a week. We are putting the finishing touches on this coffee and we are getting ready to get to church. There is my handsome hubby. I love making his coffee in the morning. Y'all, the Florida humidity has been fighting me and winning, as you could see. So the goal is to make this hair look like something today. Messy curls, whatever we can accomplish, let's just look like something. As I'm getting ready, I typically love to listen to my Bible. My house is always loud. I have a big, beautiful family. So this is my special time to connect with the Lord. And as I'm getting myself ready on the outside, he is surely getting me together on the inside. We got about 10 minutes before we have to walk out the door. So I am doing a quick 10-minute face, slapping this makeup on quite literally. If I had the allotted time, this is typically not how I would do my makeup. But listen, we're going to work with what we can work with right now. So I am a huge Makeup My Mario fan, guys. I love his.
I don't watch no makeup stuff. Oh, that ain't nothing. Oh, I guess that's it. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all. All right, that's the wife Instagram. All right, how I get out of here? Here we go. Remove. All right. Don't worry, but we got some family content coming though. We about to start next week, by the way. Me and the wife, we want to start vlogging our life. She should do voiceover. She has an A+ voice. She all right. Getting ready for the Lord, always. CD, do you think McDaniel will let Bobby Slovic call plays? Nope, McDaniel calling him. And McDaniel gonna call him. So post is all hoodies. I don't know what that means. All right, man. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any other questions for the night? Anything? I told y'all when we had these nights, you can ask me anything about everything. I'll be honest, truthful, and just tell you my true thoughts. I don't care how much trouble it get me into. You can ask away. Any more before some of y'all go to bed? Any more? Put it in the chat now. All right. Should we buy Greenland TD? Yeah, we absolutely should. National security interests, big time. I think we should buy Greenland. If we can acquire Greenland, it will be huge from a strategic standpoint for the United States. That's my opinion on that. Any other questions? Is Travis Hunter still marrying that girl? Hey, that's his business. Every man got to make their own decisions in life. So I can't answer for another man. You can ask me any question, but I can't answer for another man. All right. Your boy picked the Eagles at the event. I remember. Thoughts on next season lineup? How cooked are we? That depends. We don't know until we get into this free agency and the draft. That's an early question that you can't answer until the end of April. I think there's a path where we're okay, but we'll see. This is better than pulling on Tua. Exhausting. Should we draft Milroe? I ain't opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. I like that idea. Does Jalen Hurts change your opinion on needing an elite quarterback? No, my opinion never changed. Jalen Hurts still fits into my opinion. Y'all, unless you're new. For those who aren't new, you know that I have a 10-tier quarterback. I have a 10-tier quarterback system. 10 tiers, okay? 10 tiers. 10 is elite. 9 is great. 8 is really good. Those 3 categories of quarterback can win a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is really good. He ain't elite and he ain't great. He really good. Then number 7 is good. Not really good, but good. Those are the guys that's good enough not to be good enough. Okay? 6 is above average. 5 is average. 4 is below average. 3 is poor. 2, trash. 1, why are we talking about it? That's my tier of quarterbacks. So if you're 10, 9, 8, I want you. The problem is this league got a lot of 7s and 6s, and everybody want to keep on saying we need to build around them. We need to build around them. No, I ain't with that. They good enough not to be good enough. That's your Tua Tagovailoas. That's your Geno Smiths. That's your Baker Mayfields. That's your Kyler Murrays. Your now Sam Darnolds. Your Trevor Lawrences. Those are your 6 and 7s. Good enough not to be good enough. And no matter how much you build around them, I'm sorry. No. You're wasting time. You just keep on thinking that you have hope because they're not far away from 10, 9, and 8. No, you're wasting time. So Jalen Hurts doesn't change my criteria because I have him as really good. I don't have him as elite, and I don't have him as great. I have him at 8, really good. You could win a Super Bowl like that if you load the team up around him. See, elite, you could win a Super Bowl without everything around you. Patrick Mahomes did it last year. And this don't mean you're going to do it every year, but Patrick Mahomes did it last year. Great, you could win a Super Bowl without everything as long as you got a solid team if you're great. Really good, you need to be loaded around you, but you can win a Super Bowl. And Jalen Hurts had loaded around him, and he won a Super Bowl. But no matter what you do with them 6s and 7s, them good enough not to be good enough, you are wasting your time. Yeah, you could win 11, 12, 13 games in a season with a 6 or 7 with everything around them, but you ain't winning no Super Bowl. You ain't winning no Super Bowl at all. Like, and here's what gets me with that. People are trying to say, well, Jalen Hurts wasn't great and Tua's a better passer. Just get Tua O-line like Jalen Hurts has. You mean the same Jalen Hurts that got a great O-line but still had to rush for 72 yards and break an NFL Super Bowl record for any quarterback ever with the most rushing yards of 72? You act like Jalen was hiking the ball in quarterback run design, maybe once. But a lot of those were, okay, nothing there, pocket breaking down, I'm going. You think Tua would have played the game that Jalen Hurts played? You think Tua was going to rush for 72 yards on a loaded team? You plug Tua in that Super Bowl game instead of Hurts when nobody open? Because don't forget, Chiefs were playing some great coverage sometimes. Jalen Hurts might have had a long time to throw the ball, but the coverage was still great in the secondary. That's why he ran. So you can get Tua your O-line all you want. If the coverage in the secondary great, he's still limited. He's going to lose that game. But Jalen Hurts will keep the third down going, keep the drive going, go score. Because he can use his legs. Y'all got to stop asking for more around a good guy or above average guy. You wasting your time. But hey, we've already locked into wasting our time. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. Was Nick Foles an 8? Yeah, he was. And he certainly was playing like it the year they went to the Super Bowl. Don't forget, him and Brady both of them put up almost 500 yards in that Super Bowl game. But yeah, Nick Foles was playing 8-level football. See, what y'all don't realize about Nick Foles after that game, he didn't have the same team around him after that. See, a lot of y'all forget that when Nick Foles was in that Super Bowl, their backups were starters. Y'all forget we traded our starter, Jay Ajayi, to the Eagles, and when he got there, he was the backup, the same Jay Ajayi that was running for 1,600 yards. Our starting running back star was a backup on that roster. They were loaded with Nick Foles. They were loaded, but the requirement for an 8 is that you have to load up around them, just like they loaded up around Jalen Hurts. And as soon as they won that Super Bowl and players left, what was Nick Foles? He was the 8, but now you haven't been able to build around it. And it made him look like a 6. See, if Jalen Hurts don't have all them weapons, he would look like a 6. So the prerequisite for 8, you got to load up around them. You got to have the team like loaded. You got the run game, you got the O-line, you got elite receivers, you got an elite D-line, you got elite linebackers, defensive player of the year, you got great corners, solid safety. Like, what does the Eagles not have? I don't know if y'all have taken a look at that roster. So you could win a Super Bowl with a roster like that around the 8. And don't get me wrong, eights aren't eights are a little iffy too, but you can win a Super Bowl with one. But it takes everything. Just like Nick Foles had, he had everything. What about Joe Burrow, TD? Joe Burrow stand on his own. He's at the top of the mantle. Now remember, just because a guy haven't won a Super Bowl yet doesn't mean he doesn't have the intangibles to win one with the right team around him. And this is why I say that. You put Joe Burrow in Philly, he'd win 10 Super Bowls in a row. You put Joe Burrow in Philly, he'd win 10 Super Bowls in a row. You give him the best defense in the NFL, he win 10 Super Bowls in a row. To me, Joe Burrow is a 10 that dabbles into 9. You know, he's between 9 and 10. Elite with no Super Bowl. But once again, that's not a bad thing though. As long as you're missing the Super Bowl because of another elite. As long as you're missing it, I mean, everybody, you might have 3 elite guys. All of them can't win it, but it doesn't change that they're elite. Like, people need to stop doing this. If person 1, person 2, and person 3 is elite, and person 1 and 2 play each other, and person 1 wins, that don't mean person 2 ain't elite anymore. One of them got to lose. But a lot of the narratives around here is like, see, y'all say he elite and he couldn't win it because he went up against another. Like, we got to stop that. The man actually beat Mahomes and made it to a Super Bowl. And here's the point. At least if you're at least have those conversations. At least tell me what quarterback that's in the league right now playing that didn't make it to a championship round that ain't elite. Tell me the quarterback that's not elite that made it to a championship round. Or tell me all the quarterbacks that made it to the championship round, which one of them not elite or great. Please tell me which one of them ain't a 9 or 10. In the last, we can go back to the 5 years. In the last 5 years, tell me the quarterback who made it to a championship round who's not a 9 or 10 or an 8 if they got everything around them. Because 8s will get there too, Jalen Hurts, as long as you got everything around them. Please tell me one. Brock Purdy, when he went, everything around him. 49ers had one of the best rosters ever. Hurts, I just explained it to you, everything around him. Please. Tannehill, that's an interesting one because those 2 years Tannehill played like an 8. Those 2 years Tannehill played like an 8. In the playoffs, he didn't play like an 8, but he played like an 8 during the regular season both of those 2 years, showing who he really was with everything around him. Had the O-line, had the run game, had the defense, had some weapons. A.J. Brown was with him. Jared Goff is an 8 to me. Same thing, everything around him. Everything around him. Mark Sanchez ain't go to no championship round in the last 5 years. And maybe I'm wrong. Did Mark Sanchez go to a championship round in the last 5 years? I said the last 5 years, y'all. That's another thing. Y'all got to follow me on my analysis of football because the league is evolving and changing. How this game is played is different now. Stafford, 8, another 8. See, the thing is, I got to do my quarterback tiers for y'all. I got to place the quarterbacks where they belong. Anyway, my point of it all is you ain't seeing no 7, 6s, and 5s go to no championship round. We ain't even talking about the Super Bowl. We talk about just the championship round. You ain't even seeing those 7s, 6s, and 5s going to no championship round. None. Wasting time, man, with those kind of guys. And once again, who's in that category? Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith. All those kind of guys fall in that category. The problem is y'all don't recognize 8s because when an 8 ain't got everything around them, they look like a 7. The 8s are your Matthew Staffords, your Jared Goffs. Those are your 8s. And a whole bunch more. I'm just saying those are like Jordan Love is an 8 right now. CJ Stroud is an 8. Herbert has dropped for me as an 8. I could have sworn Herbert would have been a 9 or a 10, but so far, he's just an 8 to me. So those are your 8s. Kirk Cousins in Minnesota is your 8. Not Atlanta's version. He's dropping to 7. No, Derek Carr is like a 7.5, and it just don't cross the line. So no. But y'all see what I'm saying? That's how this thing works. Trevor Lawrence is the epitome of a 6.8. It's that simple. Exactly. Your 7s are those guys that already got weapons and stuff, but they're not crossing over to 8. They're not crossing over to 8. Where you at, TD? Different setup. I'm in my new house. This is my new office. I just ain't did nothing yet. I ain't put nothing together. I don't even know how I want to put my room together. I got to figure it out. I want to do something different. I just don't know what that looks like yet. I don't know what it looks like yet. But I definitely want to do something different. And I just noticed some people have blessed me and dropped some love in the cash, in the cash app and the super chat. All right, Angry Fins fan, the homie said, Broward County, Florida, grew up in Pompano Beach, now reside in Hollywood, 23 years old, still trying to figure it out. I know the culture. Yeah, brother, hit home. You said Broward County, Florida. Me too, born and raised. You grew up in Pompano. I grew up in Hollywood. Now you reside in Hollywood. And you 23 years old, still trying to figure it out. I know the culture. Yeah. For those who weren't here earlier in the conversation. Yeah, man. But you know what the best thing for me was? Getting out of South Florida. It's a big world out here. South Florida make you think that that's the hustle and bustle of the daily life in this world. It's a big world out here, man, with a lot of opportunity. Different cities, different everything. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people, like a lot of people that I grew up with, they stay home. Like literally, man. Even when I was, getting an apartment, paying rent and all that, even up in Central Florida, like you might be in a 2-2 and be paying, 1,400 or something. And then down in South Florida, it's like 1,900. That 500 a month is the difference between you starting your business and making it successful and making even more money and being even more successful in life. But people are like, this is all I know. Well, you young, you 23. I ain't telling you to leave, but you got to think about those things in life too. Because you got to position yourself to accumulate as many resources as you can to follow your vision or whatever you're trying to accomplish. So just FYI, man. But yeah, keep grinding, homie. And you'll figure it out. You will. NFL Rest fan said your ex-haters say you live in your parents' basement. Man, I wish I did. I wish first of all, Florida ain't got no basements, and not the Florida I know. Maybe up north or something, Florida, but I don't know. Florida ain't got no basements from where I'm from and where I'm at. Okay, that's number one. Number two, that ain't even a joke. I wish my parents did have a full flow basement that I could save. I could save what, $4,500 in expenses every month. Between water, lights, trash, sewer, and all this stuff. Well, actually, probably double that. But I wish they did have a whole basement flow that I could be in and saving that kind of cash. But they don't. So if they did, hey, I would embrace. Oh, you're in your parents' basement. That's right. Saving $8,000 a month. I wish. But that ain't the case. So I got to get it. All right. So the joke fails. Every time they say that, oh, you're in your mama basement streaming. The joke, it fails. I be mad at the joke. Not because you got one up on me, but man, I wish you was right. Man, y'all, let me tell you something. That's that culture stuff too. That's that culture stuff right there. I know there's some cultures that may not even be from America. They'll come to America, right? Some people in their culture, it'll be like 4 families staying together. They'll buy a big house all together, 4 families, and next thing you know, 5 years later, staying together, they own the house. Then they go buy another house, and it's 2 by 2, but they all 4 of them paying for it. But this time, it don't take 5 years. They probably pay a whole house off in 3 years. Then they go get a third house, pay it off in 2 years, because they all getting raises and successful and all kind of stuff in IT and everything, the real paying jobs. Then they'll go get a 4th house. You look up in 12 years, they got 4 houses they own, and now all 4 of them families got their own house. And they don't stop there. Now they credit impeccable and everything. And then they go to the bank and say, hey, I own this house. Give me $200, give me $500,000. All right, here, give me your $500,000. Let me put this corner store right here. Now they ain't got to work another day in their life. They retire. And they don't stop there. I'm just saying they could. Because their culture is to go get it and make it happen by all means and not look down on people. You know what I mean? That's what I be talking about right there. Like, so our culture, he's staying in his parents' basement. They laugh at it and wonder why we never can get ahead. Oh, you in your parents' basement streaming, and you're laughing at it, and you wonder why a certain culture can't. This is what I be talking about. A lot of people subscribe to a culture that'll laugh at the things that's good for you. Laugh at all the things that's good for you. It's crazy. they'll celebrate everything that's bad for you. Just celebrate it. It's crazy, man. That's why when people say, your ex-haters say you live in your parents' basement, yeah, they do. Them same people. All right. Does Jalen Hurts change your opinion? They already read that. Go Bills. Frog God, what's up, my guy? What up, homie? Appreciate you, man. All right. Crabs mentality. Yeah, man, a lot of crab mentality. You know what? But here's the deal. I just talk about the bad mentality. I don't get mad at people that have it. I don't talk bad about people that have those mentalities. I don't shun those people. I'm mad about it though, but I'm not mad at them. They're victims. We've been peddled this mess. We've been fed it. Like literally, even with all this election stuff and all that, like I literally sat here, even through all this election stuff, I literally witnessed people being told who to vote for, being told the reason why, even if whether it's true or not, like literally being spoon-fed instructions. Like nobody thinks for themselves or speak on their own. It's the masses. Oh, everybody says that, then it's true. Everybody does that, then it's true. And you just sit back and you just watch, because I'm a free thinker. I think I want to hear both sides and then make my own decision. I don't care nothing about either of you. Screw both of you. Both of you are lying until let me see what I believe. That's who I am. But when you're that type of person, you just sit back and you educate yourself and you like, they said that, but they said that. Let me go look at the facts. Oh, I got the facts. So what they said was right, but they left out the detail. And what they said was right, and they are mad because they keep leaving out details and they manipulating people. And then you're just like, wow, this is some nasty work. But then you sit back again and you like, you realize how many victims out here. Like, dang, they got people believing this stuff hard. Like people willing to fight over it and stuff. Like this stuff got to be studied. This stuff got to be studied. They got people going against their own interests and don't even know, but they do know, but they don't. Oh my, it's crazy out here. You just sit back and you watch it and you're just like, dang, they just keep lying to their face and they don't know better. They think it's the right thing. They really do. And you can't get in and tell them because then you the enemy. It's crazy out here, man. It is crazy. Like they must, this is weaponry. This is some real deep stuff. How brainwashed and manipulated you can make somebody. I've studied this too. Once I realized what was happening, I said, I got to study how they're able to do this though. Because this is the ultimate manipulation of where people deep in their spirit believe what they believe, but there ain't no factual data other than listening to somebody on TV tell you there is. Well, they said that it was a fact, so it got to be. And this is why I try to educate y'all all the time on true lies and false facts. That's the new warfare. True lies and false facts. True lies and false facts are the new warfare. And for those who don't know what that is, I don't know how to give you a good example. Here's an example. I got a 2-year-old daughter. If a 16-year-old boy hypothetically hit my 2-year-old daughter, what you think I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. He getting the business, right? But here's the true lie and the false fact about it. TD just abused the 16-year-old. Yeah, but no, ain't no but. They ain't gonna let you get out that butt. TD is a child abuser. Yeah, but no. Don't listen to him. He a liar. He a liar. No, don't listen to nothing he gotta say. Don't even let him get it out. It's true what they're saying. I did to a 16-year-old. But you ain't telling, you're leaving out the details. And as long as you can hide them details, you got them. And then some people will be like, yeah, but you got to speak loud and tell them what happened. But they already got you brainwashed to the point to you only watch them. You don't watch the people that's telling you what actually happened to defend the argument. You only watch them. Don't watch them other people. They liars. They this, they that. Don't watch them. And in your mind, you brainwash. You never watch them either. Oh yeah, I ain't watching them nasty people. Long as they keep that narrative so that you just don't watch them to hear the opposing views, you always think TD is an abuser, a child abuser, assaulting kids. It's bad out here. People losing their families over being manipulated. That's why I stay out of it now. And I just pray for people. And I just like, man, this is sad. I'm watching people fight each other and their families and people. And I'm just like, I got people in my own family that to this day will tell me a certain somebody said something. And I'm like, that was false, right? That was never said. Oh, you brainwashed by them people. Okay, can you show me where it was said? No, everybody said he said it. I ain't got to show you. Can you tell me who the everybody is? This person. That. Now, can you show me proof? Like just this one thing. Just give me the proof that was said. Now, see, that's your problem now. You've been like, damn, hey, boy, people messed up out here. People messed up out here, and it is bad. And it's sad because it's our future. It's sad because it's our future. Sorry. Oh. Careful with what you say. I ain't gotta be careful with nothing. Like I said, I don't answer to nobody but God. I ain't gotta be careful with nothing. Nothing. People on power on both sides do business, lie to people. The manipulation and gaslight is insane. It's on a whole different level, though. And it's effective, and it's actually been working. I think a lot of people woke up to it over the last year, but it has shown that it has been effective, though, for a long time. It's been working. Like some people are deep into a delusion, like things that never actually happened, but certain talking heads tell them every day that it has, and they got them. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's all right. Things always get better. Things always work out for the best, thanks to God. And I'm happy that they did, and they do, and they continue to. I'll just say that. Let's see here. Hit that like button for me too, guys and gals. All right, real quick, because I still got some people up in here. I need y'all to do me a favor. All right. I've partnered up with Layup at the top of the chat, pinned at the top. For those who aren't into gambling, Layup is for you, because a lot of people aren't into gambling. Layup is for you. You are not risking any money or anything. Layup is the app that sends you picks. It's like a fun game. All right. They send you picks, and the more picks that you hit, they actually pay you out. And the more money that you save, it's about saving in the app. All right. The more money that you save from your winnings, the higher the prize pool. It is a game. It is fun. So you can take advantage of it. The link is at the top of the chat. Click on Layup, ladies and gentlemen, and use my code tdphinstalk. All right, spelled exactly the way my channel is, tdphinstalk, to sign up and take advantage of the opportunity to join. Layup is a pretty cool app. Again, you don't have to risk your money of gambling and all this and that. It's really a fun game. All right, they send you picks. The more you hit, the more you can save in the account, and the prize pool continues to grow the more that you save. All right, so I've partnered with them. So I'm trying to get as many people to sign up as possible to try the game. What they're doing, they're testing it to see if people like it and stuff. It's risk free when you get in. Now, some people, if you want to put money in to save more, make the prize pool higher, that's up to you. But you don't have to at all. You don't have to at all. When you get to that part, you can just skip it and play for free. It is risk free. All right. So I partner with them. Take advantage of that. Click the link at the top of the chat and just sign up. And if you go in and say, I'm all right, thank you for signing up in general. So all I'm asking everybody to do is sign it up, check it out. If you like it, enjoy it. If you don't, it ain't for you. It's fine. But if you at least just sign up this channel, and I will get credit for it, and it goes a long way in helping us support what we do over here. Obviously, supporting our sponsors and supporting the channel. All right. But yes, y'all go check that out for me and help the channel out. TD getting that YT money. YT, I'm assuming, is YouTube. YouTube money. YouTube money. I don't be viewing myself as getting like YouTube money. You know, I know what you mean when you say YouTube money, that bag. Like, you know, there's people out here getting millions of views every day or every month and stuff. Now that's some money. The YouTube part of it, you know, and what I need to do, I need to just do like some streams on the ins and outs of how this works, how you can make money, how you know, the barriers, the ups, the downs. I think that'll be pretty cool. So people can get an inside look on how it really works. A lot of times, man, the real support comes when people donate via super chats and stuff. You know, YouTube technically pays people off of ad revenue, the commercials you watch, but it ain't really nothing like crazy. You know, the real support comes with people that donate using their hard-earned money via super chat or a cash app. That's why I always tell y'all, if you want to send something, it's better to send it in a cash app because YouTube takes 60% of everything it's seeing anyway. But in the cash app, it's like 1% or something like that. I don't remember. TD, you're on tonight. Yes, I am. They get 30. No, YouTube gets 40%. Yeah, 40% of everything. Yeah. No, 60% comes to the channel. So I had that backwards. Yeah. But again, like somebody drops $20, right? I mean, YouTube gonna get 8. But if you drop 20 in a Cash App gets what? 50 cents or something like that. I don't remember, but it's nothing. That's why I always tell people, let your money go further if you want to send it via Cash App. But if not, hey, super chats are cool too, especially when you got a message to get across, because I don't be checking my Cash App as often. Like, for example, right now, Todd Cummings literally just sent some love. No name. FBA is Foundational Black Americans Reparations. So I'll answer the question since I know now what was being asked about what do I think about FBA reparations, which means Foundational Black Americans. I'll answer that in just a second. But Alex Adams, thank you for the love in the Cash App as well. So, like I said, I'll answer any question transparently tonight, regardless. And I ain't gonna make everybody happy. So, when you ask me how do I feel about reparations for Black people, that's basically what that means. Foundationally Black people, those who are descendants of slaves in this country. How do I feel about reparations? First of all, when it comes to reparations, I think it's important for us to be very careful with our language around why we need reparations. African Americans, that is, right? I do believe in reparations, but a different way than what people would think. So first of all, I don't know why it's like this notion that Caucasian people owe us reparations. I don't believe white people owe us reparations at all. America, not white people, America as a whole, the country owes African Americans reparations. That's what I believe. Okay. That it would be a bill for everybody. And that bill, I don't believe is, hey, give everybody a check. No, I think based off of, because this is something that's studied. When you look at what happened in the Holocaust and stuff like that, they have determined scientifically that generationally Jewish descents, they still have post-traumatic stress from the Holocaust, and it impacts them. And people don't think that's the same thing that has happened in slavery. I mean, if you just look at even today, how a lot of times we're saying systemically and everything, things are bothering us. There's a cycle going on mentally, in my opinion, that continues to make us as a people remember what happened and still try to equate it to today. And that alone is a correlation of it. All right. So just continuing to bring it up, saying this is why, and that situation, that's proof in itself. Just the continuous stream of saying that's why. I think what is more so deserved for African Americans that were descendants of slaves in this country are things like free education. I think that's at the top of my list, free education. Because when you look at statistically how the numbers fare out, even especially from an educational standpoint, in every category almost, there's help needed in that area, for one. And I think that is like you start there. Not only there, like say that you did want to give, I would like to call it, I guess, a stipend, something that can help, those who, well, let me cut the chase. Let me get straight to it. Like my inner thoughts. Free education, money put towards influencing the culture in a more positive, productive way. Financial education. All of those type of things I think are very important so that African Americans can stand on their own and not throw their money away all the time. Let me tell you what I heard a billionaire say one time. They said you can take all the wealth in the United States of America. This is what somebody said. You can take every penny away from the most wealthy people in the United States of America. You can give it all to African Americans, right? And within 2 years, they'd have it all back. And don't look at that as a discriminatory or racist thing to say. Let me tell you why. There's some truth to it. Now, there's some people that's going to invest and do the right thing and make some money, right? But in our society, as soon as everybody gets a big check or something like that, and let me tell you what proves it for me. When COVID hit and everybody was getting those stimulus checks, all you had to do is go to the mall and ask yourself, why was there a line wrapped around the corner of certain I ain't even gonna get into what stores because it's a stereotype. But you tell me why there were lines wrapped around these stores just all of a sudden with one group of people ready to give every penny that they had away just to show the people that they hang around, look at my new Gucci this or Gucci that. And this is why the person said that. He wasn't saying it to be vitriol. He was saying it because there's a mentality that has to be broken where instead of being a primary consumer, that we need to be educated on being producers more. We have producers. There are African American producers, but not nearly at the rate there needs to be. Not nearly at the rate there needs to be. So this is why I'm big on education. I am somebody who was raised in a culture that glorifies relations outside of marriage. And I'm trying not to say certain words for YouTube, but they glorify certain relations out of marriage. A lot of stuff. I just don't want to say it on YouTube, but like just bad culture. Everything that's bad with society and it like it's glorified. And it ain't their fault. It's because it's what was given to them. It's what they're used to. And this stuff gets passed down, in my opinion. And not by parents all the time and stuff, but just your environment. Just your environment in general. This is just what I believe. It don't make me right, but this is what goes on in my mind. So that's why I'm big on education. We're not going to do anything with a check or anything like that if we don't have a proper education so that we can stop, like I want us to have an education to where we don't ever have to sit here and say it's somebody else's fault for anything that doesn't go right for us. I want all African Americans to have a mentality that says, I don't care what barriers are in my way, I'm going to go get it anyway. And if I don't get it, it's 100% on me, not them. I need to give us the education that's going to help everybody say, I write my own ship. Nobody can stop me. Yeah, but they're doing this to hold you back, not me, because I don't subscribe to that. The time you're taking to complain about what somebody else is doing to you, you could have already had it done yourself. But that's also a mentality that has to be taught. It has to be taught. And this is why education is so important. The more you know, the better off you can be. People see things way different just by education. The less education you have, you could be steered wrong and manipulated easily. And that's what society is doing, especially to a lot of African Americans. And this isn't beating down on my people. Why? Because, the facts are the facts. I study the statistics. Part of my senior paper in college was on this stuff. Like I study the statistics. It's not going like it's not going. It's we're not doing our best. We're not doing our best, and a lot of that isn't because of the people in who they are. It's the lack of effective education. And there are people now. This is what I don't like. There are people that take advantage of the fact that we aren't. And when I say we aren't, majority of African Americans aren't as educated. Now, don't come yelling at me about, oh, well, statistics show we're the most educated. Man, y'all better stop, man. Once again, that's another proof that we're uneducated. Like, people would be like, well, statistics show that we're the most educated. We got some of the most degrees now. In what? Like, this is true lie and false fact. The stats do show African Americans are graduating college at a rate that's off the charts now and stuff like that. In what? It ain't in engineering. It ain't in architecture. It ain't in legit. It ain't. So it's one of those true lies and false facts. And as long as they can say that's a lie, people saying that we're not educated. I'm not saying we're not educated. We are educated. But as a whole, our community as a whole, we have a lot of miseducation. And we need more and better and more effective education. And I think that's where it starts, for us to start to change our culture, for us to start understanding the impact that a lot of our culture has on us. We really do. I mean, here's a big piece of it too. What a lot of people don't talk about are all the gangsters and all the thugs when they turn 40 and 50. How they ain't gangsters and thugs no more. They're really good men and women who are trying to catch up their life in society and get it right. But nobody talk about that. Why don't they talk about it? Because they don't want you to avoid what they went through. They want you to go through it too and get it together later. And by the end, it ain't too late, but you're not maximizing your opportunities in life now. So nobody talk about that. But it's glorified to rep this set or that set at a young age in a lot of communities. It's glorified to go out there and get it. I mean, people out here getting, and this is where everybody get mad. Because a lot of people say, well, you're killing each other, you're killing yourselves, and you're out here murdering each other and all this and that. Man, I ain't gonna ever run from that. That's just a fact. In our society, we got to stop this violence too. And everybody talk about crime of proximity is because they got us in this box. Whatever you want to say, we got to stop killing each other. There ain't no bigger threat to us than ourselves. Yeah, there's some other threats outside of us, but there ain't no bigger one. You can keep ignoring it because it keeps getting thrown in your face to ignore other issues. Well, you keep killing yourself. Stop talking about that. Let's talk about it. No, but that got to be addressed. That got to be addressed. Like nobody gonna ever, like whatever plight African Americans have, nobody gonna care if you don't care about your own death rates to your own hands. If you don't care about your own, then why would anybody else? We ignore that because it ain't the sexy thing to say. We need everybody on board blaming somebody else. No, I don't think that way. But if you do, maybe I'm the uneducated one. I'm humble enough to open up that possibility. But from where I sit, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Why? Because like I said earlier, that manipulation, them people in power trying to tell you it's okay to feel that way. You're the victim. Everything, it's somebody else's fault. Man, fear mongering and using you just so they can stay in power. Now they're the real enemies. They are the real threat. Same people you think fighting for you are actually your real threat. Because they're doing all they can to fight for you to stay down. Because as long as you stay down, they'll stay in power fighting for you. Fighting for you. It's crazy, man. Man. So reparations, we need help with education. The African American community. This is my opinion. And you know what I hate the most about conversations like this? Another black person would be listening to this conversation who's educated, and they'll get offended. That's how they keep us down too. People would be like, all the educated people, they'll be mad at what I'm saying right now, but they're not thinking about their brother and sisters that's not. They're only thinking about themselves. It could be 100 people, 80 of them uneducated, 20 of them are. The 20 will fight me relentlessly on this message right here because they're not thinking about the other 80. They're only thinking about themselves. You wrong. Speak for yourself. Ooh, you this and that. You that and this. Y'all don't listen to him. And they make this automatically assumption that the other 80 that's not are. That's another problem. The loudest people are the exceptions. The loudest people that fight against real change are the exceptions. They'll get offended because they don't fall in the category. Instead of saying, oh, well, he ain't talking about me, they get offended and they go on to fight against what you're saying. And all this time, they ain't doing nothing but hurting the other 80 because they don't even see it. They don't even recognize the other 80. They don't even think they exist for some reason. They don't even think the other 80 exist. Like, I don't mean to get too deep and personal, but I be telling my wife sometimes, all right? Because, you know, she's a woman of God and she fears God. And she was raised up in a total different culture than I was. She really was. And you can say she's a good girl. She's a good woman. Like she ain't out here trying to hot girl summer, and she ain't out here trying to live her life and get lit and have fun and do all that. Not saying if that's you that's a problem, but she not. And what be so funny is sometimes she'll hear somebody like a woman speak and how vulgar and like out of pocket they may be. And I'll say, I mean, it's a lot of people that speak like that. She'd be like, no, it's not. And I just be like, hey, like in her mind, this one person with 1,000% ratcheticity is what I like to call it. She think that that's like 1 in a million. She is like oblivious that, you know, and this isn't just women, it could be men too. She's oblivious how some people carry themselves. Like it's masses of them. And what happens is she doesn't realize she's in like a 15% category. The other 85% out here living, they out here wilding. And she don't know that. So she defends all 100%. You can't say that. That ain't right. I mean, come on. That's like one person out of a million and y'all making it seem like it's all. I'm like, you're not connected to what's happening out here in society at all. Like this behavior is being portrayed at like an 85% rate. And she'll argue and fight on the 85% behalf, not knowing that, yeah. And every time she gets around someone acting out or whatever, she'll be like, oh my gosh, I just don't know why. Like, is it necessary? And I just be like, that's actually normal. Stop. You always, like, that's what's happening out here, man. That's what's happening. And that ain't just women, but men too. I'm using her as an example in this. But yeah, man, it's that's the problem. As long as we have the people who are the minority not realizing that society as a whole is getting further and further away, they'll fight for society, not realizing the fight that they're fighting for. And that's part of the problem. It's like a system of just dysfunction. Like the people that's doing it right are fighting for the people that's doing it wrong, trying to tell you they're actually doing it right, but they don't live their life or see them and how they are conducting themselves. It's crazy. But yeah, some people reject logic for faith. I like to use both. But yeah, so that's what it is, man. It's just really a matter of education for me. Education. Like I hear some of the most ignorant, like some people don't understand basic statistics, even in the African American community, right? people would say things like there's this debate that keeps going on that just kills me, right? About welfare, like government assistance. So there'll be an argument where people will say, you know, African Americans need help because we need to try to help them, you know, get off of a lot of government assistance, right? And the fact of the matter is everyone receives government assistance. There ain't a race, creed, religion, person that don't, like, everybody, every group has people that receive government assistance, right? But it is a fact that African Americans receive it at a much higher rate than most, than everybody. And I keep seeing these people manipulate people and say that's not true. And these are hypothetical numbers when I say this, but to make the point, they'll say things like 25 million Caucasians receive government assistance, and only hypothetically 20 million African Americans receive it. So stop trying to say that we receive it more and all this and that. And right there, questions, equations like that tell me what level of education you have. Because on the surface, for those who aren't as educated, they'll say, okay, 30 million Caucasians receive it, 20 million African Americans receive it. Caucasians do receive it more. No, that just tells me what level of education you have. People have, some people don't even know what the term per capita means. And if they don't, it's okay. But this is where this is how they can manipulate you. And I'm telling you, I'm starting to get passionate about this because it kind of pisses me off how even my people get manipulated. They'll anger us. They'll anger us with lies. They'll tell us a lie that'll make us angry and hate somebody else. So when someone says African Americans are on government assistance more than any other race, they'll come out and say, here are the facts. Stop lying. Caucasians get it, 30 million of them. African Americans, 20 million of them. Do you see how bad they hate you? They are willing to lie and try to paint you out to be like you're needy. They hate you. They throw things out like that and say they hate you. They keep lying. But they aren't lying. It's per capita. People don't understand Caucasians make up over 50% of the country. So 30 million people getting it for Caucasians is only like, and again, it's like a small percentage, right? It's a small percentage. So if you look at, let's say Caucasians are 50% of the country, right? 350 million people. That's 175 million Caucasians, right? And then 30 million of them get it. That's literally about 16% of Caucasians that get assistance. But there are only 30 million African Americans. And if 20 million are getting, and this isn't the actual numbers, I'm giving you the example. If 20 million get it, that means 66% of African Americans get it. So who's getting it more? Only 16% of Caucasians and then 66% of African Americans. African Americans get it at a drastically higher rate. Because if there were 75 African Americans like Caucasians, that means African Americans literally would be getting it at about 200 million of them if we were doing the same rate. But they will go on TV and say, look at how much they hate you, how they're lying to make you look bad. But they're actually telling you the truth. They're actually giving you facts. And this is what angers me, because I see our people, I can't stand them. They liars, and they hate us so much that they try to make us like they're building hate in us. They're giving us the enemy. They're making us hate people that are just trying to have intelligent conversations. And what I've learned is when you try to have an intelligent conversation with someone who isn't educated, they will always be offended. That's what I've learned over the last several years. When you try to have an intelligent conversation with someone who isn't educated, it can create a lot of offense. It could create a lot of anger in them. So that's what I do know is we need education and we got to stop being manipulated. My people are being manipulated, constantly lied to and manipulated. And there are trigger words to it. Words like racism. It triggers automatically. So whatever's said after that, it ain't even got to be true, but you'll take it as if it is because it got to be. It's triggering. That's what's happening in my community, in my opinion. Again, I could be wrong about all of this, and I'm the uneducated one. I like to think not, but I don't like to offend people. That's what I've learned. The more high level of a conversation that you have, the more intelligent of a conversation you have, you're going to offend some people. Because if they're not only intelligent, because here's what a lot of people don't realize. When you lack intelligence, you darn sure don't have emotional intelligence. If you lack just basic mental intelligence, then you definitely don't have emotional intelligence. Because you can't. You'll think somebody's lying to you and disrespecting you to your face. How blatant of a lie you're sitting here saying. I see it all day, every day, man. With these presidential cycles and elections and these radio talking heads talking to my people that they relate to. And you listen to callers and like so much brainwashing out here. And it's at a high level too. It's like 30% see it for what it is and read through the BS and can identify it. The other 70 is just oblivious and looking at you like, what is wrong with you? It's sad. People got to think about that. Think about the people who know better and they see what's going on. Most of them don't want to say nothing because they'll get attacked. And then if you do say something, everybody looking at you like, I can't believe you believe that stuff. Watch, they gonna get you. They gonna get you. Don't put you back in chains. Like, I be wanting to hit some of my relatives up and be like, hey, you seen them change yet? Like, it's crazy. And then they'll be lied to about why the chains didn't come. It's crazy the stuff people believe in out here, man. And it's keeping us down. So that's why I tell a lot of people, man, you can't blame these people because they didn't receive that level of education, number one. Number two, you can't blame these people. They're victims of manipulation. I always say this on the stream, and it's the reason why I say it, and now you know why. Everybody out here busting their behind working hard, trying to feed their family, trying to keep a roof over their head, food in their tummy, clothes on their back. The typical person don't have the time to do their own research. So they hope that celebrity that they've laughed at and loved forever wouldn't steer them wrong. So when that celebrity gets on their platform and tell you how racist this person is or how bad that person is, the typical person rides with it. And then the whole audience agreeing. You ain't getting no opposition, so it starts to stick in you like, hey, this is definitely a fact. He did this. She did that. Oh, that's a fact. They did that. Can you pull up where they did it? Can you show proof? No, see, if you don't believe it, they'll tell you brainwashed. Everybody know it. Can you show me the fact? Can you show me where it's at, though? These people are lying. They out here lying. But at least I've learned they're being paid to lie, which is even more of a sellout. Nobody stopped and took the time to think about that type of stuff too. Who's being paid to give their opinion? Who's being paid to endorse people? It's crazy, man. I'm sick. I'm going to be honest. I'm sick of it. I be wanting to speak out on it all the time, but I just stay in my little place because all I'm going to do is upset people. And I don't mind that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But when you talk about getting into the whole reparations thing and African Americans like you asked, I start to think, and it bothers me because I see what's happening. And what people don't realize is our circumstances getting worse and worse. And notice I keep saying "are" because I'm an African American, but my circumstance ain't gonna get worse. I'm good. I ain't no victim to nobody. Even if somebody does treat me wrong racially or anything, I ain't a victim to nobody. But I do sympathize for my peers and stuff. I sympathize because what's happening ain't right. They're being lied to, they're being manipulated, they're being used. And they don't see it. And that bothers me. And I think all the time, how can I help? How can I change that? Maybe just by having talks like this. I don't know. I like that, Brandon. It's like you can't teach someone advanced biology in a day. But it's even worse than that, Brandon. If they need to learn advanced biology for them to be actually helped, to be healed from this propaganda, you can't teach them in one day. But the problem is they've gotten them so bad that they don't want to learn biology. They don't want to learn the lesson, whatever you're trying to teach. Hey, let me give you a few facts and show you some stuff that may change your perspective. No. That person on the radio warned me about people like you. They said you'll try to convince them ain't nothing good on that other side. That's what's happening. They done built up this firewall in their brains. That's why I always say, even with the Dolphins, even my haters, other platforms and all that, listen to opposing views. Get mine, get theirs, make your own decision after that. You might, but they done built up this firewall. Nah, I won't even listen to the other side. Nope. I'm not even listening to that. I ain't even, nope. That's bad over there. That's this, that's that. I'm telling y'all, I already know what time it is. You know how many people probably were watching the stream and ain't watching no more and like, oh, TD done sold out and he this and that. They got him. They got him. They got him. And it sucks. I mean, and what can you do? Like, some of these people are diehard. They're like, that's all they've ever preached is how bad things are because of something. and you come in trying to give them a new perspective that might change that. Oh no. They've gone so hard to rep what they rep that it is impossible to be that I could be wrong. They don't even want to know if they're wrong. That's how deep they've gotten. They don't even want to know that they're wrong. And somebody said can't save them all. I get that, but that don't mean you can't try. But how? Because it's not right and it's unfair. It's not right and it's unfair. Like, it's not right. You got an 80-year-old grandmother who never even went to middle school. You know, some of these things are real. I mean, I have like older family that never even been to school. Like I remember when I was a little boy and my great grandmother was alive. She stayed right across the street from me, man. You know, and you hear some of the stories of how they woke up. Like they were working. She wasn't a slave, but she did work on a plantation that she lived on, picking cotton, picking vegetables, and all type of stuff. Her and my great grandmother and my grandmother. My dad even picked out of the fields when he was a little boy. They stayed on for a while. And as I hear the stories, it's like, but when you find out like education wise and you hear them talk at an older age, it's like there will never be a changing of how they view or what they believe. You know, you can't change them. Like some things are just so ingrained. And yeah, they're right. Everything that they're saying is right. It was just like that at some point. And yeah, the way they view things, they've carried 60-year-old things all the way to, you know, the 20th century. And not to say they should forget it, but they're still applying those same principles. And I get it. I sympathize with it. I sympathize with it because of what, you know, even African Americans have been through, and even post-slavery with Jim Crow, the black codes and all of that. And a lot of y'all may not know what that is. How systemically, like, you know, how it's always systemic racism and things like that. Systemically, yeah, back in the post-slavery, like right away, there was a lot of systemic issues, but they carry those same things into today. Like, you know, some of the oldest generation, they carry some of it into today. And yeah, it's just interesting. And for me, it's like, if you're gonna always carry that mentality, will you ever really be free? Like, even mentally. That's how I feel about it. And it's just sad, you know? It's sad. But I understand if you lived it or been through it or seen it and witnessed certain things that are just unjust, that stuff sticks with you and you're cautious. You don't trust. You're very cautious. It reminds me of a lyric Lil Wayne had. One time he said, keep in mind I'm a Negro, so my open mind got a screen though. You got to let that sink in. So, yeah, people like open your mind, like, and that's like me right now. I want my community to open our mind to the possibility that things have been changing, that things have been really getting better. Open your mind to it. And it's like, I can open that door, but I'm going to put a screen on it. Filter things from coming in just in case. And that's kind of how it is. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, really. So, yeah. It's a sad history, man. People don't like, a lot of people don't like to talk about it. I don't think it's a bad thing to talk about. African Americans were once slaves in this country who had to endure some gruesome times in this country. It's just a fact. And it's tough, like it just ain't gonna be forgotten overnight where people can be like, oh, it didn't happen to you, so stop complaining. Like that internally still lives in people, like just to know that it happened. Like when I first learned about what it was, I never forget, like y'all may think I'm lying, I didn't really know what it was until high school. And when I did, there was an immediate moment where I never forget. I never forget. It was like an immediate moment of a billion questions in my head. Like I knew, like as a child, of racism and stuff like that. You know about it, but you don't know why. And then and I take that back. I didn't learn about it in high school. It set in high school because like in Florida education in South Florida, not anymore, but we used to watch Roots in school. If y'all don't know what that is, Roots. Like they play Roots in school. When I was growing up, that was back when you actually had sex education too. Like those were on the agenda, sex education and Roots. You actually watched Roots in school, like real talk back then. And I saw it, and I watched Roots, but you're young, you're like, whoa, But I think I remember like sometime in high school where it actually set in, like early in high school, 9th grade, where it was like, man, you start to ask yourself, how did it change? And is that still a concern? Like you just don't know what to think. So it's in people, it lives with people, but here's where we get our education from it. Our parents, how they interact with other races and how they talk about them. You get it from society, what the TV is saying about it. And then whenever the TV say something about somebody getting beat on or injustice and all that, you look at your parents and see how they react. And you get these things ingrained and it's passed down generation to generation. Yeah. So it's a part of our history. So with this whole reparations thing, on your question that you asked me, I just think that in today's society, the best thing that can help our people is education. Education, financial literacy, general education for sure. And just making sure that, every boy and girl has an opportunity to get higher education to make a fair wage in this world, way to live, because they took a lot away from the schools. Like I was probably, when I was graduating, was around the time they start taking all the programs out of schools. Like they used to have programs in schools where you can graduate high school and you know how to take a car apart, put it back together. You were a mechanic. You were a cook. You were all these things. Like they had the real programs in school back then. You can get out of high school and actually have a trade and go into it. Now, education is just teaching you how to work on that assembly line. and be the service of others and stuff. It's not really a trade, And they phased everything out because we went into the digital world. Like what a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people got left out with these generational changes. A lot of people got left out. People don't understand, even in the African American community, there was a lot of success in the factory work, in the assembly lines, in the car manufacturing. There were a lot of work that took care of families where you could raise your family and have a good living, raise your kids the right way and stuff. Industrial. And when they, in those inner cities, when they shut down all the industrial around the country, the .com era came in, the internet era, people don't think about those good $22 an hour back then, which is like $60 an hour now, but them $22 an hour jobs back then that African Americans dominated, like they were big time in, where these people were going to go when they phased all of them out, when they took them all away in the inner cities, they shut down all the factories in most of the inner cities. What were these people left to do? There weren't no jobs for them. There was drugs and crime. Drugs and crime. People say, well, that's a choice. I agree, it is a choice. And people were making those decisions. I'm going to commit this crime to feed my baby at home because we ain't got no money and no milk in the fridge. I don't want to do this crime and we're about to be homeless and it's stressing me out. Oh my gosh, what can I do? Here are these drugs. Take away your pain. Any thought? These are real things that were happening. These are real things that were happening, especially in the African American community. Then there started to be a culture of it. And it started to be a repetitiveness of drug epidemic and crime just start running rampant. People think that just happened. Then it started to be a part of the culture. Then your gangs. And it's perpetuated all the way up until this day. And then I did a study in college that said, in the study, we realized that our thesis, or the hypothesis at first was disproportions in the criminal justice system. We found something that we couldn't conclude, but the evidence was clearly there, but you just can't conclude it. And what that was is the United States has grown so big, and let me put it like this. Do you know what would happen to the United States if there were no police officers? There were no trauma units. Well, there were no police officers because there's no crime. There were no trauma units because there's no killings and people getting shot or stabbed or beat up bad. There were no corrections officers because there's nobody's in prison. There's no nurses for these correction officers in these hospitals. There's no transport units. There's none of that infrastructure. Do you know what would happen at this point in the United States? The entire country would fail. It would be the biggest collapse ever. Why? Because we've gotten to a point to where We have so many law enforcement, so many medical personnel, so many prisons, so many correction officers. It's an industry. And it's the one industry that if it was shut down, it would be the biggest crash and like the whole economy would just be done. You know how many people would be unemployed if like, you know how people say, well, we need to stop the crime and all of that. What if your president could come in and stop the crime tomorrow? Nobody ever committed a crime. The country would fail because we're now reliant on the constant flow because these people are employed. If the millions of people in these fields are no longer employed because these things don't exist, there would be a recession, poverty like never seen before. So many people are employed by these industries now that it's too big to fail. The government can't allow it to fail. The government wouldn't be able to allow it to fail. And how do you not allow it to fail? You tighten the laws up. You make sure you keep them prisons filled. Keep on busting people for drugs. Keep on arresting people, all of that. It ain't like they're sitting here saying, hey, yeah, we love the crime, but they understand just let the cycle keep going. You do it, you're going to get in trouble. Everybody got a decision to make. But if you think that they really want to stop it, no. They just want to manage it. And that's what they've been doing very well for a long time. And my community in particular is a big, the African-American community is a big recipient of the negative side of all of this. People don't realize how many private prisons there are in this country. If I had the money right now, I could go open up a private prison. Some of these same people that's fighting for equality and justice own and invest in private prisons. They know. They know. It's its own economy now. One income many decades ago used to be able to take care of the whole family. Today, the entire family has to include including the family dog. Yeah, that's interesting you said that because I'm studying up on that now. I'm reading up on, the change that happened. Why is it that way? And it's very interesting what I'm finding in my research. Basically what I like to finish my research and then do my own little study. But what I'm finding too early for me to conclude, but what I'm finding is it was a campaign, it was an intentional effort to make sure that women entered the workplace. That was intentional. You have to understand economics to understand what I'm saying. There was a culture back in the day where, the man went to work, the woman, took care of home. It was a partnership, a team, taking care of family. You do that while I'm doing this, and we're going to make this happen. But what happened was you had, 150 million Americans income into the market. I want y'all to think about this. And that was the men, right? You had like 140 million males really only like 100 million because some were incarcerated, some didn't work, whatever. But you had like 100 million men in the work field, and that's your economy. That's the money that is earned, that's spent back into the market, revolving. That's the size of your economy. And to extract wealth through labor, it was almost genius. It was actually genius. It sucks now and people waking up to it. Well, some people don't even know what I'm about to tell y'all. But it was genius because how do I double my money in the stock market? How do I increase the value of everything? Them billionaires, you think it's coincidence that they do campaigns to, independent women and all this? Like, I feel like they tricked women into the workforce because it was an intentional campaign to get women to work. I could do just as much and all that, all these campaigns. As soon as you entered 100 million women into the workforce, the economy doubled. People don't realize that's all it is. 100 million men working, women at home, that's your economy. You enter 100 million women with 100 million men, you just doubled your economy. So my parents' house that cost $40,000, it's a reason it costs $400,000 today. Because the values of everything went up whenever you keep on pushing the market, the labor force keeps growing, which means that there's more money in the market. The people are the drivers of everything. And this is another reason why they wanted a lot of people to come into the country. Because the more revenue that you can gain, the more people working. The more people working, the more people getting paid. The more people getting paid, the more people that's spending money. The more people that's spending money, the more money companies make. The more money companies make, the more the power they can acquire. The more power they can acquire, the more they can manipulate the system in their favor. The more they can manipulate the system in their favor, the more they can control you. The more they can control you, the more they can do whatever they want to do. The more they can do whatever they want to do, we're screwed. But that's all it is. That's all it is. They doubled the economy as soon as they entered women into the day-to-day normal workforce. And then they incentivize women to do things on their own. I think these campaigns just be for women's rights. No, they'll fly that as the banner. And like I said, manipulation. This is like they're weaponizing society. They'll give you a fight that benefits you, but the underlying thing that they're really trying to accomplish, you never see it coming. Women have rights too. Yeah, they do. First of all, women, they never lose any rights in that regards. Women are independent too. They can do just as much as men. If she wants to work, she should be allowed to. Yeah, absolutely. And they use that to rile women up. And what do women do? We're going to show them. And they went and showed us. And now they're in the workforce. And it was strategic. But every woman I talk to now, at least the ones I talk to, this for the birds. If they didn't have to, they definitely wouldn't want to. But now they have to in a lot of cases. So now we got a society issue where a lot of women like, man, I'm tired, all this and that. But now, but here's where they broke down society and they lock in this rift to keep it going. Because now you see out here on all these podcasts and stuff how men are at war with women. That's a reflection of what they did. Because now women look at men like they're supposed to do like they daddies did and take care of the house while mom's at home. But we can't. Y'all doubled the economy. This ain't the same prices daddy had. I can't do this by myself. We don't have the prices daddy had anymore when he could do it by himself. As soon as y'all came to work, the economy blew up. Everything expensive. Now we need both of us. But then a lot of women now are like, no, you just got to figure it out. This ain't how it's supposed to be. The way I was raised is supposed to be like that. These are different times. Like everything I'm saying right now, some people would say is a conspiracy theory. But if you follow it, it's all right there. It's all right there in front of your face. And then you listen to certain billionaires, they have said this. Certain billionaires have said this has been a plan all along. And that group over there, they executed it. A repeating cycle. They got them. It's like checkmate. People think that it's impossible for some billionaires to come together and say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we put a lot of our money behind politicians and stuff that want to fight for women's rights. They can go in the workforce. They can do it all bad by themselves. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? The independent woman movement. Soon as they become independent, they got their own car, they got their own clothes, they got their own money. They in the workforce. That is going to double all of our revenue. We used to sell this amount of cars. Now we're going to get double. And then when that happens, it's going to be a society shift. When the women get tired and burned out, they're going to be looking at the man and say, hey, what's up with this? Why ain't you able to take care of me? That's why there's a false expectation of women to men today. They think that they're supposed to be their fathers, how their father had it. Your daddy had it easy. Or your granddaddy had it easy. His salary alone could take care of the whole house, all the food and everything. Not today. A man making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 today, it's hard to take care of it on his own. It's hard for him to take care of it on his own. But now, since you've seen your daddy or your granddaddy do it, you thinking you don't have a good man. You thinking that you don't, he ain't living up to your expectation. And then you start this whole, no, I'm only going to deal with somebody who can live up to my expectation. And then you find out that only 1% of the men can live up to those expectations. Your celebrity, your athlete. But then those men done figured out the game. Oh, I'm the cream of the crop. This is what they all looking for. 90% of women looking for that 1%. They all can't have me, or can they? They even more drama. It's crazy how society is. People don't even know the origin of a lot of their issues. And then those men are manipulating women. They got 5 to 10 of them because everybody want them. It's easy. And then now those men are creating broken homes. It's flurrying down through our culture. It's bad. And I can get started in a whole bunch of subcategories, the things that all of this created. From the cheating and all of that stuff. All of it is a symptom of literally just the change in the family dynamic. But people won't believe that it was intentional. They have changed the whole family dynamic. Have changed the entire family dynamic. Now, here's where it gets even crazier, though, because some people can take care of their family on their salary alone still. But those people didn't subscribe to a culture at a young age that was destructive and wasting money and hurting their credit and doing all that. And that's where people say it's privilege. Privilege to not have been exposed to a culture that was going to lead you down a path of bad decisions. It's deep. It gets deep. And all the way back to the reparations thing. This is why African Americans a lot of them feel like they always have the short end of the stick because the system that's in place in general always leads back to their culture and how it's destructive. They created this with the family dynamic. They have destroyed a lot of the family dynamics in our society. All of it leads, the root cause of it all is the family. And then don't get me started with the father in the home versus not in the home. Statistically, what that does, it just gets deeper and deeper. It gets deeper and deeper. So, yeah, man. TD teaching a master class. We need one of these a month. I'm just rambling, man. Just what's in my brain, the stuff that I've done my own research on, and I had to listen to somebody manipulate me about. The system raises me. It raises many. They fell victim to the money system and they forgot about the love and family system. Yeah, but when you say they, who are you talking about? Like that's the problem. You know, who are we talking about when we say they? I don't know. But yeah, hey man, y'all got me. It's 3:10 in the morning. Y'all got me going. About 80% of prisoners comes from single parent households. Crazy, yeah. And about 90% of those same prisoners are reoffenders. The recidivism rate. You go look at the recidivism rate, it's insane because we have gone away from rehabilitation and silently went towards punishment. I feel like a lot of the prison systems have gone from rehabilitation and shifted to punishment. Do your time. Versus like prisons used to have back in the day, prisons used to have a lot of programs. They still have some because they're required to, but they try to get the cheapest one. A guy who can come out and speak to them about this every week on a Wednesday night at 6 or whatever. But they used to have programs, rehabilitation programs. These programs are conditioning your parole that may allow you to get out early if you show that you have been rehabilitated. I don't hear rehabilitation anymore. I hear recidivation. Like the recidivist, the rate is out of control. The people who get out and go right back in. So yeah, that's society. Yeah, it's a revolving door. Part of the problem. They took God out of the school system, leaving no faith other than faith in man, which is inherently evil, which is fact. Yeah, it is fact. I forgot which president put, like when you say they took God out of the school system, they did. Do you know that part in Pledge of Allegiance, One Nation Under God or something? I forgot which president actually added that in. He added it in because we were at war against a nation, if I'm not mistaken, that didn't believe in God. They were and we were at war with them. I forgot the details, but he actually put that in that One Nation Under God. Even the alienable rights under one God. Just little facts, little history facts. I gotta go back now and do that research so I can remember the name of the president that actually put that in. They say about 70% of prisoners released go back to jail in under 5 years. Kind of funny, but very sad. Yeah, that's bad. That's a bad man. That's a bad number, man. 70% is that's horrible. 7 out of every 10. Like you ain't doing nothing. Like you talk about rehabilitation, we ain't doing nothing. Eisenhower, yep. You are correct. You are ringing the bell. Yeah. Now parents can go to jail if your kid doesn't go to school. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yep. On June 14, 54, President Dwight Eisenhower signed a bill to insert the phrase under God into the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance that children recited every morning in school. Yes. But the backstory to that, I forgot. See, I know my history, but all the wars and stuff, I did not remember the time. But we were at war during that time, if I'm not mistaken. And we were at war with a group who didn't believe in God or something. Something like that. That's what I remember whenever I learned that lesson. Some details behind it. Hopefully I ain't mixing it up with something else, but I believe that's what it was. Right? Was it the Korean War during those years? Yeah, I got you. You are correct. You are correct. See, you helping it all come back to me now. It was. It was. But yeah, anyway, I guess our conversation, maybe it's time to come to an end. We're going on almost 3 hours of chatting. Maybe it's time for the conversation to come to an end. I can't believe we still got 97 people up in here. Well, 218, because we got Twitter rocking with us too. That's crazy. Y'all sitting here this late at night just listening to me ramble and go on and on about a whole bunch of like, yeah. And hopefully I ain't offend nobody with my opinions, but they are just opinions. Some of the fact though, but it is what it is. Told y'all I had these moments. Maybe we will do these more often, maybe once a month or once every other week. Some just answer some questions. You got a question, I'll answer. TD philosophy talk. Is it philosophy or just regurgitated research? Like all this stuff I'm telling you about, like literally I've actually to some degree have studied it. I ain't just out here spewing this stuff just to spew it. And again, it don't make me right, but yeah, my intention ain't trying to make nobody feel bad about anything that I said tonight. But at the same token, my opinions or what I believe or what I know to be true are what they are. Just have an open mind sometimes. Let me see. Yeah, this was dope. Cool, man. Even the haters are amazed. TD thinking all this from his parents' basement. Yeah, man. I got to get up out this basement, man. Congrats to your family on buying a house. Cheers, TD. Thank you. Thank you. Finally. It ain't setting in yet. It'll set in eventually. But get ready. I'm going to be announcing, the Dow Family channel coming soon. It's going to be called Down with the Dows. So y'all saw a little bit of the stuff today from like her Instagram and stuff, but you'll get more content with me and my family. If you sign up for that or whatever. But yeah, stay tuned for it. It'll be pretty dope. Just following me on my life journey, having talks like this, going on weight loss journeys, working out, business conversations, building businesses, different stuff. I'm going to be talking about everything that I deal with in life and going through. So I'll give y'all more information on that in the coming week. But hopefully y'all tune in and enjoy it. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. All right, that's the key. Fins up no matter what. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Let me go get me 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Well, 2:10. Let me go get my 2 hours of sleep and then grind it out tomorrow. I'll see y'all on the huddle in the morning. Peace. TD Fans Talk signing out. Thank y'all so much. Good night. Peace.